Hey guys, this is Simon. This is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. Now, tonight's Friday Night Smackdown, especially right from the jump, was just hard. Like, I did not expect to cry as much as I did at the beginning of this show when they did the 10-bell salute, and then they showed Bray's rocking chair and the Bray Wyatt video. Like, all of that just, ooh, it got me. Oh boy, did it get me for sure. Regardless, though, even outside of all of that, I thought this was a good episode of SmackDown, building things up, going forward, very progressive, very productive as we move on to Payback. We learned a number of things new for Payback, so that was good as well. I did see some people criticizing the show online, saying it should have been a 100% Bray Wyatt tribute show. We shouldn't have been even doing storyline stuff. No. That's not what would have, that's not what Bray would have wanted. That's not at all what Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, would have wanted. But also, I'm going to pull something up on the screen here. We're going to talk about here for a second. Because, give me one moment. So throughout the show, AEW, or not AEW, WWE had Bray Wyatt QR codes. And in case you missed them, I'm just going to show you what all these QR codes were for. Like what each one meant. But I have them all here. I made a list. So let me open up my list and open all these links. Really cool that they did this. It's just a way to tribute Bray from his return and stuff. Okay, the links aren't wanting to open for some reason. Hold on, give me 1 second. Here we go. Now they're working. So, some of these are videos. I'm not going to play the video, but we'll just say what they are, talk about them. So let me pause these videos before they start playing on us. Yeah, because they're all except for one videos. And then they're all the videos they showed for the most part, not all, but most, that they showed during the broadcast tonight too. So if we look at these, let's pull them up on the screen. So the first one we do have was basically the inception of the Wyatt family. The first time we saw Wyatt family videos on the main roster. Then we had this one. The Fiend makes his entrance, SummerSlam 2019, the Finn Balor match. Elimination Chamber when Bray wins the WWE Championship for the first time. Then we got the debut of the Firefly Funhouse. This one, Bray Wyatt's Extreme Return, as they called it tonight. And then we have this one, the one where Bray cuts that great promo on SmackDown. And then also Bray Wyatt merch. Any merch that you do buy that is Bray Wyatt on WWE's website. Let's show you this right here. So say we get this t-shirt. Read the description. In the wake of Bray Wyatt's death, WWE will donate all net proceeds to support JoJo Offerman and Bray's children. So this is awesome that they are doing that. I really like that WWE is doing that on all Bray Wyatt items on WWE Shop. I don't know if they're going to add any new items, but this is what they have so far. These 18 items. We have the plaques, Survivor Series, Payback, Great Balls of Fire, Extreme Rules, The Horror Show, No Mercy, WrestleMania, Extreme Rules, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Chamber, and then the Royal Rumble. So really cool. You can even get an Uncle Howdy replica mask. Again, all proceeds will go to JoJo Offerman and JoJo Offerman and Bray's children. Bray's fiance. I don't know if they ever actually got married, but Bray's fiance and children. That's not a bad price for this replica mask, is it not? This one's the plastic one, like just the kid version. Hold on, let's look at these really fast. What are the differences? What are the differences? Got a strap on the back, comes with a bag. But is it still plastic or is it a hard metal? What is it? And then we have this one. That's just a Halloween mask. Super plastic. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Very cool, though. Very, very, very cool. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. Remember, you can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and they always give you one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, head over to YouTube, hit that join button, and become a channel member. Finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're getting Destiny 2, the Final Shape DLC, Immortals of Avium, Assassin's Creed Mirage, or more, use this code PW Unlimited at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Go claim the free game right now, which is Homeworld Deserts of Karak. Go get into the new season of Fortnite. Season 4 just dropped today. We'll be streaming that later today. Twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy later tonight. We'll be streaming that. Go get into the new Battle Pass. Buy Bianca Belair. Buy Becky Lynch. And when you do, scroll all the way down to the bottom in the item shop and put in this code right here. PWUNLIMITED at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Doesn't cost you anything other than a couple of seconds to type it in, whether that is on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Nintendo Switch, your mobile device if you're playing Fortnite, and so much more. But with that, we've got Friday Night Smackdown to talk about. The show itself opened up with a graphic, a split graphic, in memory of Terry Funk on this side, if you're looking at it your way, and Bray Wyatt on this side. And I like that they didn't just do two of the same graphic. If you didn't see it, we'll pull the graphic up right here. They did for Terry the normal, WWE in memory graphic, but for Bray, they did it a little different. For Wyndham, they did it a little different, and I really liked that. We have the Terry Funk one on this side, the normal WWE in memory graphic, but then we have this one over here in memory of Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt. It's got the Fireflies font down there, and yeah, I really liked that they did that. That it wasn't just a Bray Wyatt show, but it was a Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk show. So don't fret on that. I saw a lot of people pissing and moaning about that. This should have been all about Bray. No. Terry Funk died this week, too. Terry Funk is one of the most impressionable, inspirational, influential men in all professional wrestling history. So they get the graphic on the screen, and we cut to the arena where everybody that is there is out on the ramp. We know that people like Seth Rollins said that he thought about going, but instead wanted to stay home with his family for one more day before he had to go out on the road. Alexa Bliss wanted to go, couldn't get a flight. She said the flights that I could have gotten wouldn't have got me there on time. But we did see two Wyatt family members front and center. Braun Strowman, who's been out with an injury, and Eric Rowan. So Eric Rowan did show up and did pay his respects to Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda. Michael Cole then got on the mic and said that tonight's show is dedicated to the memories of both Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. He said before we witnessed a moment of silence, and a 10-bell salute. And so I'm kind of tearing up going, man, this is really hitting. And then they cut it to a Bray Wyatt video honoring all of his accomplishments, memories, lasting, family moments. Bray brushing his daughter's hair with JoJo and the babies. And I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, I'm done. And then we cut back to the arena inside the building, and you see Bray walking back to his spot. And I assume maybe he helped put the chair down. The lights go down, spotlight hits, and boom, there's Bray Wyatt's freaking chair. Bray's freaking chair. Pull that image up on the screen too. And I'm just like, oh, you did not. You did not. So this was seen after the Bray Wyatt video played. Just Bray's chair sitting there. Ooh, boy, did that get me. Did that get me good. Also, we come back from the video and we hear, thank you, Bray. Thank you, Bray. Thank you, Bray. And then the crowd starts going, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole... And they're just singing the song for a minute or so. And I'm just like, oh my. Wipe my eyes. I can't. No. Like, oh my, jeez. Also, if you haven't seen the clip from the Fozzy concert last year, Jericho mentions Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, says, we lost a brother. We lost another good one. And the crowd starts chanting, we got the whole world in his hands. We got the whole world in his hands. I'm like, oh, yeah, that song right there will always be linked to Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda. At least to wrestling fans. But forever, in my opinion, I will never hear that song and not think of Wyndham Rotunda. After the tribute played, superstars remained up on the stage, like I stated. And then a video later, not long after, but a little bit later, played for Terry Funk, talking about all his accomplishments and stuff. They also showed a couple things of... Well, no, the accomplishment video played later. I'm wrong. I apologize. So first they played a video of like people on social media. So they didn't do any videos of people like there talking about Bray or talking about Terry Funk. And I think I may know why. And this is just full-on speculation. Because many of the people that would have been there live wouldn't have personal stories to talk about with Terry Funk, other than maybe like Natalia if she was there, Cody, and a very, very select handful of others, if any. And so, I think that could have been one of the reasons, I don't know, speculating, why they didn't do any like videos of people there talking about Bray or whatever. Because people are like, why didn't they do the videos like for the Benoit and for the Eddie Guerrero tribute shows? Instead, they just showed images of, what's it called? Social media posts for both Bray and Terry Funk. Gimmicks. Yes, that was confirmed yesterday, gimmicks by, basically not confirmed, but that news was put out for the family by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, that Bray suffered a heart attack. So it's not that it had to get confirmed. No. It was that the family asked Sean Ross Sapp to put it out. So, Michael Cole then states that Cody Rhodes is here tonight, as we saw him up on the stage. And followed up by mentioning Dusty Rhodes' rivalries with Terry Funk. I like Corey Graves goes, yeah, Terry Funk may have had the best-selling Dusty Rhodes shirt of all time. He says, Dusty sucks eggs. And then he said Cody Rhodes will be doing a Terry Funk tribute later on in the show. And then Rey Mysterio's music would hit as we got our first match of the night, Rey Mysterio versus Grayson Waller. So Waller was trying to get this victory very quickly early on. But Rey was very resilient. Waller misstepped and action spilled to the outside, and Mysterio gained momentum as we headed to a commercial break. We are then back from commercial break, and the action is going in the ring as Mysterio called Waller into the corner. Grayson then sidestepped, and Mysterio was now in trouble. Waller followed it up with a diving elbow, but only got a 2 off of it. Waller then followed this up by sending Mysterio into the corner and then into the other corner. But as Waller attempted a powerbomb, Mysterio maneuvered it and landed a seated senton and a tornado DDT, but could not manage to get more than a 2 count. Mysterio had the momentum here in his hands and managed to land Waller in a position to hit the 619, but the music of Austin Theory would hit and distract Rey. Santos Escobar would then hit the ring, or hit ringside, and take out Austin Theory. Mysterio was then able to gain control of the match once again. He then nailed Waller with a 619, followed by a drop of the dime, and got 1, 2, 3. So there we go. Rey Mysterio, United States champion, does defeat Grayson Waller in a non-title match, which this is all building up to a tag team match next week. We learned later in the show that it is going to be Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar against Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. We then got a video package talking about the birth of the Wyatt family, the first time we ever saw the Wyatt family on the main roster in a video. They then told us, which they told us yesterday on social media, Io Sky will be defending the Women's Championship against Zelina Vega. They also told us we will be getting Butch and Ridge Holland against the Street Profits. So moving forward, the video package aired hyping up John Cena, who will be on Smackdown next week. John Cena will be on Smackdown next week, and then the following Smackdown, he's going with the company to India for the Superstar Spectacle show that we are not going to be able to watch live. They might film it and air it later on Peacock or something, but it will not, as long as nothing changes, it will not air live. But Cena is working the next 2 Fridays for WWE, and he will be on next week's SmackDown. No word if that could... I've had people ask me, now, I don't know this, but I've had people ask me if it's possible that whatever Cena does next Friday could lead to him working Payback the next night. Maybe. I don't know that. It's possible, but I don't know for sure. Well, we got some social media posts of people talking about Bray Wyatt. Michael Cole then announced that 2 of Bray Wyatt's former foes are going to go to battle in our main event tonight, as his final opponent, LA Knight, will take on one of his greatest rivals, Finn Balor. Backstage, Kayla Braxton's with Damage Control. She asked about Zelina Vega beating Io Sky twice, and if she thinks Io Sky can beat her, or if she thinks Zelina can beat Io again tonight. Bayley stated that this was Io Sky's era, and it would remain that way tonight. We did have Io Sky defending the WWE Women's Championship against Zelina Vega. The bell rang. It was all Sky as Damage Control cheered her on loudly at ringside. Vega attempted to come back by climbing to the second rope, but Sky caught her, and Zelina was grounded hard on the mat. Vega then finally managed to gain momentum and managed to nail Sky with the Meteora, but only managed a 2 count. Sky then countered, but so did Vega as she attempted to land a code red, but Sky escaped. Sky followed this up and attempted to hit some big air, but Vega countered and nailed the code red. Sky luckily rolled to the outside before she could go for the pin. Vega then followed this up, and Vega followed Sky to the outside, but Io was able to execute an assault and send Zelina into the post, switching momentum in her favor. Sky followed this up by heading back into the ring, nailing Vega with the over the moonsault to retain the Women's Championship. So there we go. Zelina Vega doesn't win, doesn't get a third win over Io. Io retains the championship. Now, Mr. Banks has a good question here in the Twitch chat. He says, probably going to be with Waller. Talk about John Cena stuff. Well, I don't know what. So if you're talking about SmackDown next week, maybe no. And no. None of it. Whether that's SmackDown or if he works Payback. Because on SmackDown, Waller's in a tag match. Waller's already doing something next week. Payback, he's doing Grayson Waller effect with Cody. So I don't think he would do anything with Grayson Waller over the next couple of weeks. We then see Cody walking backstage towards the ring area, and they tell us that Cody Rhodes is coming to the ring, and after the break, will honor the legacy of the late Terry Funk. Another video showing more tributes to Bray Wyatt from peers on social media. Cody Rhodes then makes his way out to the ring. Rhodes stated that, well, Louisville, Kentucky, I know what I want to talk about tonight, and shared a story about when he was 11 years old in a what do you say? In a my mind just went blank. In a airport. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. With his father, and heard someone saying some very bad things about his father, not knowing who that person was at first. And he said, somebody called my father an egg-sucking dog. And then he looks over and goes, hey, Michael, can I say egg-sucking dog on Fox? Oh, well, I've already said it, so. He said it twice. And he tells a story about that. Cody says that he's paying tribute to the 50-year legacy of Terry Funk before introducing us to a video package honoring the career of the WWE Hall of Famer. Clips are shown from Funk's highlights in the NWA, WWE, ECW, and then ends with a clip of him and Dory Funk from the Hall of Fame in 2009. After the video package airs, Cody then says, company has given me the distinct honor of announcing that the following match will be a Terry Funk hardcore match. And that match was the tag match of the Brawling Brutes versus the Street Profits, which, fun match, I will say. Wasn't as hardcore as I would have expected, but fun nonetheless. We got another video package, the era of Wyatt, focusing on Wyatt winning the WWE Championship at the 2017 Elimination Chamber. So then we had Street Profits versus the Brawling Brutes. No countouts, no disqualification. This was the new Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. They gained control early on, but it wasn't going to last long. And in tribute to the late Funker, Holland picked up Butch in a fireman's carry and swung him around, knocking Dawkins and Ford down, reminiscent to when Funk put the ladder over his head and would spin in circles on ECW. Street Profits would rebound from this after Ford took out his opponents on the outside. Bobby Lashley then made his presence known as we headed to commercial break. Back from the break, Butch and Holland were in control, but Lashley was now at ringside watching like a shark. Momentum changed, and Ford nailed Holland with a double-team blockbuster, but Butch was able to make the save. Ford then followed this up with the From the Heavens frog splash, but Butch once again made the save. Butch grabbed the table from under the ring, and with no rules was able to use it, but Lashley got involved and laid out Butch. The Street Profits then followed this up with the Revelation through a table on Holland and scored the pinfall victory. So I thought this was a fun match, really good. Again, expected more hardcore from it, but got one hardcore spot, the table spot. They then aired a Firefly Funhouse video. Backstage, LA Knight was shown coming to the ring. We then got another video telling us, don't forget, no, next week, John Cena will be live on Smackdown. Got another video showing social media posts for Bray Wyatt. Highlights were shown from this past Monday's Raw, where LA Knight helped Akira Tozawa defeat The Miz. Video was shown of TMZ catching up with The Miz and questioning him about his feud with LA Knight. Yeah! So LA Knight comes out to the ring before his match with Finn Balor. He took the mic and said that the match was going to honor the career and legacy of the late Bray Wyatt. Knight stated that sometimes your greatest foe can also become your greatest help, and said that he held it all together tonight until he saw pictures of Bray's family and Bray with his family and whatnot in that video. Knight talked about how his match with Bray Wyatt was not just a match between two guys, but it was something that he felt Bray did for him to get him ready for everything that is coming his way, to make sure he was ready for the stardom, to make sure he can handle it all. And then went right into character mode, started cutting a promo on The Miz, and was like, hey, Miz, you want to fight me? You wanna come at me? I'll fight you anywhere, anytime, name the place. And also, a great wise man once told me, and he said something along the lines, I can't remember it exactly, I didn't write it down, but he was like, something, and then he did the Bray Wyatt thing at the very end where he gets right up on the camera and goes, run. The Bray Wyatt thing. I can't remember the exact line he said, but it was a Bray Wyatt line, and then he ended with the whole run. Magmalort, you are 20 minutes late. We talked about all the QR codes at the start of the show, bud. Hey, guess what? We got another video telling us John Cena will be on the show next week. They really want to get that rating up. Also, speaking of ratings, SmackDown might be a little down tonight. San Francisco 49er game is airing all throughout California. Like here in Fresno, you can't watch SmackDown tonight. It's San Francisco 49ers versus the LA Chargers. So, unfortunately, unless you... So, here's the problem with this. Now that I'm even thinking even further into that. Okay, that's what it is. Thank you, Mao David. He said, a wise man once told me, next time you see me, run. Rewind it back. Rewind what back? The show? To know what he said or something? Because I can't rewind the Fox app. Anyways, so if you're living on the West Coast, specifically in California, you're not going to get Friday Night SmackDown tonight. You're going to get the Chargers 49ers game. And because of that, you could have watched the show on the Fox Sports app. But if you didn't know how to do that, you're screwed. Because watching SmackDown on the Fox Sports app gives you the East Coast feed. Means you have to watch it at 5 Pacific, not 8 Pacific like you're used to. So I don't know how that's going to affect the rating for this show. But I know here in Central California, in the Bay Area, Northern California, and even in Southern California, which is that's basically all California, you're getting the football game because it's LA versus San Francisco. It's the Chargers versus the 49ers. It's the South against the North. So, yeah. They also told us that next week we will see Jimmy Uso, who was supposed to be on the show tonight, but that got bumped. And then we will see Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar battling Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. So early on in this match, LA Knight versus The Miz, Knight was quick to gain control of the match using his size and power as he was capitalizing. Also, I didn't see if there was a graphic, but Michael Cole kept saying, LA Knight will take on The Miz at Payback. LA Knight will see The Miz at Payback. So we come back from a commercial break. Balor had gained the momentum, but Knight went back right on the attack fairly quickly, landing some stiff shots, but could only manage a 2 count. Balor followed this up with the Sling Blade, but failed to capitalize any further. Balor then nailed his running dropkick in the corner, the Wahoo dropkick, but he did miss a coup de grace attempt, and Knight followed this up with a massive power slam. Knight then furthered his momentum. After nailing a suplex from the top rope, he hit the BFT and pinned Finn Balor to pick up the victory. So Finn's knocked out. Finn's done, gone, whatever. And we see LA Knight walk up the ramp, stop at the top, kind of look back, right? All of a sudden we hear, the lights are slowly going out. And I'm like, oh, they're doing another Bray Wyatt tribute. And then we see it. Let me pull this up on the screen. We see Bray Wyatt's lantern in the middle of the ring. We see a shot of Bray Wyatt on the big screen in a way to make it feel like he is there in the ring. I loved the way this was done. This was done in a way to where if you were there live, it didn't come off as great on TV because the camera angle to show the lantern. But if you were there live and just looked over, it could have obviously, with all the lights out, looked like there was like another ring set up or something, but that Bray was there looking at the screen. This was done very, very well. I liked this a lot. Just one final way to pay tribute to Wyndham Rotunda. Him on the screen, looking at the screen with the newer Bray Wyatt Firefly logo, and then his lantern in the middle of the ring with the low rolling fog and everybody in that building, Firefly flashlights. So that was a great way to end the show. And I saw people online going, man, that's going to be the last time we see the lantern. We'll never see that lantern again. Not necessarily. What if they do a thing where Uncle Howdy shows up with the lantern, reveals, you guys were all right. It is me. It's me, Bo Dallas. And he, takes up a character similar to Bray and uses the lantern for his entrance and stuff. We don't know what they're going to do with him. They really wanted to do a lot with Bo and Bray and Uncle Howdy. But when Bray got sick with COVID, they put the Uncle Howdy stuff on the shelf. And he hasn't done anything since. There's no reason he can't return and come back at any time, whenever he's ready. Because I also had heard that Bo was signed. Like, Bo wasn't just being used as a guy, an extra or whatever. They re-signed him and brought him back to the company. So whether he's Uncle Howdy, whether he's Bo Dallas, whether he adopts a new name and he's like Bo Wyatt, Bo Rotunda, whatever his real name was, Taylor Rotunda, I think is what his real name is. Yeah, Taylor Michael Rotunda. We'll see what happens with all of that. But there is a slight chance, I think, the last time we see Bray Wyatt's lantern or a similar lantern to it. Now, if Bo would come back and want to play a character in tribute to his brother, I wouldn't want him to just use the Bray Wyatt music, though. Maybe a similar style of music, but in his own way. Like, I don't want him to just be a carbon copy of Bray Wyatt, but do something that tributes to the Bray Wyatt character, that is paying homage to the Bray Wyatt character. Maybe a new Wyatt family member we never knew about. So we'll see how it all just go down. We'll see what happens with all of that. But again, we here at Pro Wrestling Unlimited do want to send our deepest condolences to all the family, friends, and fans of both Wyndham Rotunda, better known as Bray Wyatt, and Terry Funk. With that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. We will be back live on Sunday for AEW All In. Remember, that show does start with the 0 hour, and you're going to want to watch the 0 hour, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. As soon as that show is over, I will be here live. If everything goes according to plan, I should have baby Huey here with me as well to talk about that show. So that should also be fun. So yeah, not going to do a collision review tomorrow night, unfortunately. Going to be watching that NASCAR Daytona race with friends and stuff. So not going to be, able to just break away from that, but whatever. It's collision. It sounds like a shitty show anyways from the spoilers. If it's anything like last week's show, not going to be all that great. But we will be live following AEW All In from Wembley in London on Sunday afternoon. But with that, guys, again, have a great evening. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. All right, if you're still watching live on Twitch, we're going to send you over to a raid really fast. We are going to go raid